Some 25 actors, models, and professional athletes joined forces for a PSA from Mercy for Animals, urging viewers to demand McDonald's eliminate the worst cruelty for their chickens. Among an assortment of animal rights activists demanding that you take action, the video features the likes of actor James Cromwell, electronic music DJ Moby, former NBA star John Sally, and actors Ignacio Cerricchio, Mark Hopka, James Kyson, Alexandre Paul, Kimberly Elise, Daisy Fuentes, Daniela Monet, Emily DeSchanel, among many others. In the 1-minute ad, titled, "Dear McDonald's," the group of activist actors and entertainers scolded the fast food chain for forcing the chickens they use for their products to sit in waste, to live in constant pain, and a series of other charges. Chickens used by McDonald's are among the most abused animals on the planet, the group exclaims on its website. Bred to grow so large so fast, they often can walk without pain. Hundreds of brands, including Burger King, Starbucks, Subway, Jack in the Box, and Denny's, have committed to banning the cruelest practices inflicted on chickens. McDonald's has not. Let McDonald's know that animal abuse is bad business. This star-studded video comes as scores of Hollywood directors, producers, and actors are boycotting states like Georgia and Alabama over their new laws restricting most abortions. This same organization has attacked McDonald's chain in the past, as well. Just last year, the group was also seen going after the fast food chain over its treatment of chickens with another video ad that featured images of dying birds. Comments made by Attorney General William Barr about extraordinary arrangements regarding the original handling of the Russia investigation may take on more significance in light of a previous report showing a high and unusual degree of compartmentalization in the Obama-era intelligence community's initial intel setup of the Russia probe. In an interview with Fox News that aired Friday, Barr commented that the intelligence community's early handling of the Russia investigation may raise questions. He noted it was first handled at a very senior level and then by a small group. Barr stated, "The thing that's interesting about this is that this was handled at a very senior level of these departments. It wasn't handled in the ordinary way that investigations or counterintelligence activities are conducted. It was sort of an ad hoc, small group, and most of these people are no longer with the FBI or the CIA or the other agencies involved. I think there's a misconception out there that we know a lot about what happened. The fact of the matter is, Bob Mueller did not look at the government's activities." Deep inside a 7,700-plus word Washington Post article published June 23, 2017, the newspaper detailed the highly compartmentalized nature of the original Russia interference investigation and the manner in which other U.S. intelligence agencies were deliberately kept in the dark. According to the newspaper, in the summer of 2016, CIA Director John Brennan convened a secret task force at CIA headquarters composed of several dozen analysts and officers from the CIA, the NSA and the FBI. The Post described the unit as so secretive it functioned as a sealed compartment hidden even from the rest of the U.S. intelligence community, a unit whose workers were all made to sign additional non-disclosure forms. The unit reported to top officials, the newspaper documented. They worked exclusively for two groups of customers, officials said. The first was Obama and fewer than 14 senior officials in government. The second was a team of operations specialists at the CIA, NSA and FBI who took direction from the task force on where to aim their subsequent efforts to collect more intelligence on Russia. The number of Obama administration officials who were allowed access to the Russia intelligence was also highly limited, the Post reported. At first only 4 senior officials were involved: Brennan, Director of National Intelligence James Clapper, Attorney General Loretta Lynch and then FBI Director James Comey. Their aides were all barred from attending the initial meetings, the Post stated. The newspaper continued. Gradually, the circle widened to include Vice President Biden and others. Agendas sent to cabinet secretaries, including John F. Kerry at the State Department and Ashton B. Carter at the Pentagon, arrived in envelopes that subordinates were not supposed to open. Sometimes the agendas were withheld until participants had taken their seats in the Situation Room. Adding another layer of secrecy, the newspaper reported that when the closed cabinet sessions on Russia began in the White House Situation Room in August, the video feed from the main room was cut off during the meetings. The feed, which allows only for video and not audio, is usually kept on so that senior aides can see when a meeting takes place. The paper reported. The blacked out screens were seen as an ominous sign among lower-level White House officials who were largely kept in the dark about the Russia deliberations even as they were tasked with generating options for retaliation against Moscow. The compartmentalization may help to explain why it was only Brennan's CIA, Comey's FBI and the NSA that banned the January 6, 2017 U.S. intelligence community report alleging Russian interference in the presidential race. Numerous news media reports originally falsely claimed the report was authored by all 17 U.S. intelligence agencies. The House Judiciary Committee announced Tuesday that it has subpoenaed former White House Communications Director Hope Hicks for documents and testimony as part of the panel's investigation into whether President Donald Trump and his associates obstructed justice and engaged in public corruption. Hicks, along with other members of the president's circle, have been given until June 4 to submit all requested documents. She is expected to testify before House Judiciary lawmakers on June 19. The panel has also issued a subpoena for Annie Donaldson, a former aide in the White House counsel's office, for documents and a private deposition for June 24. Donaldson was a top aide to former White House counsel Donald Mcgahn, who on Tuesday defied a subpoena from the committee to testify. President Trump had directed Mcgahn not to appear. The redacted version of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report documented alarming misconduct and obstruction of justice by President Trump. Donaldson and Hicks were critical witnesses to this behavior, a statement via the committee reads. The subpoenas come as Democrats debate how to respond to Trump's declaration that he will fight all of the subpoenas from Congress. More Democrats are calling for impeachment proceedings against President Donald Trump after he blocked Mcgahn from testifying. A growing number of rank-and-file House Democrats, incensed by Mcgahn's empty chair in the hearing room, are pushing House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, DCA, and other leaders to act. Their impatience is running up against the Speaker's preference for a more methodical approach, including already unfolding court battles. Pelosi has summoned them to a meeting Wednesday to assess strategy. Some other Democratic leaders, while backing Pelosi, signaled that a march to impeachment may at some point become inevitable. Majority Leader Steny Hoyer, DMD, said if a House inquiry leads to other avenues including impeachment, so be it. Meanwhile, the ranking Republican on the House Judiciary Committee, Representative Doug Collins, ARGA, has argued Democrats are trying desperately to make something out of nothing. Collins spoke at a hearing Tuesday, where Nadler issued a stern warning that Mcgahn would be held in contempt for defying a congressional subpoena and failing to appear before the committee. Nadler said that if Mcgahn doesn't immediately correct his mistake in not showing, the committee will have to enforce the subpoena. Mcgahn was a key witness in Special Counsel Robert Mueller's Russia investigation.